Hey everybody, this is Cynthia with Backcourt Garden. I am out here again on this hot sunny day in the 90s. Just wanted to share with you, I started doing my other phase, my third phase of my wicking bed. As you can see, I was able to complete this side. I put in some tomatoes. I have 3 tomatoes. I was completing the other side of the trellis. I put in some kale, some basil. I put in a zinnia here, hoping that will get nice. I do have 1 cherry tomato here, a tomato here, and a sun gold here. This one here I think is a black Cherokee tomato. I'm praying that grows up. That's an interdeterminate, so that's why all 3 of these are interdeterminates, and they'll grow up. I put these in this morning, so my kale and everything is wilted over because these were potted this morning and the sun is shining bright now. But they should pick up. I need to finish, as you can see. I wanted to show you. This is my drain. I got to put some pieces together here, but the water is draining out. I do have my cut hole. So I wanted to point out to you how things are set up here. And I will be adding this component here to it. Just wanted to make sure everything was going to be draining out very nicely for it, which it is. And I will make sure that there's no leaks around this area here. It's just draining down and it's fine. I have it nicely secured. I tested how I put that cover at the bottom. As you can see, as I did on this side, I filled it with water. There were no leaks, so I was really happy as far as that's concerned. But then I also remembered I had bought some pool lining, and I'm going to test that out too. So I might even, on my next area, I have a area here that I need to dig out. I'm going to be moving this soil over to this wicking bed along with my pile of compost over here. I'm hoping to have this completed maybe tonight. I was out here sometimes at 11 o'clock in the evening doing this work, but I'm hoping that I can get this bed done and get this area started. I have all these beans growing up here, so I hate to destroy them because this would be some nice green beans. But then look at my cantaloupe. It seeded itself, and I have all this great cantaloupe coming out of there. I have probably about 6 or 8 cantaloupe. 1 is almost ready, and I don't dare touch it. I would like to go ahead and keep it, so I might only be able to get to this area, get it taken care of, and I have some peas over here, but I might be able to do this one, kill the beans here, and then not go over to the next phase over, and let that wait until the fall, until after the cantaloupe's dead. Then possibly I kept the weeds to try to keep the soil a little bit. I just let this weed up. And then skip this in and start this area and finish this area over here. As you can see, my tunnel is growing very nicely. I have a lot of watermelon growing, my squash is growing, pumpkins growing, beans are all growing up in here, cucumbers are growing, and I still have to extend it to make it a little bit longer. So a lot of work being done. I really want to change out this wicking bed. This is my first test and trial, just seeing how things go. I also neglected it because I wasn't happy with it. So things are still growing in here, but I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with how the drainage system, how I did it initially as I was learning, compared to over here where things have grown very nicely. Now I do have my beans that are dying off, so that's why that's all yellowing, because those are bush beans. But everything else here is growing nice. Look at my poblano peppers. Some of them are sun scorched, but I have big tomatoes down in there. I have green peppers here, Swiss chard, my cherry tomatoes there. I have some squash, as you can see in there. My corn blew over, as you all know. I have tomatoes. I had a lot of bush beans in here that are dying out, so I'm clearing these out. Some peppers. So anything that you see that's dying, those are bush beans of some type. These were black beans. I wanted them to dry out on the vine, and I will just use those for beans. But they were also for giving nitrogen back to the corn. So, you know, of course, growing beans. But I do have corn that I need to go ahead and get ready to pick. As you can see, some of it's not quite ready. Some of it is. And some I need to give a little bit of time. But, like, there's one that looks like it's pretty ready right there. Things are going. I had to move my rosemary out of the raised bed, so I put it in this temporary bin over here, praying it will survive. I moved that this morning. My okra is all coming in, and my moringa tree, my purple tree collards are growing in nicely, but I do have some pest pressure, so I do need to spray them with some BT. But I have a lot of okra coming in. The heat is doing really well. You know, the deer ate my okra, and these okras that got eaten by the deer actually look better now that the deer had eaten them down a little, because the way they're growing out, it's not just a single stalk. This one was eaten, so now it's bushed out a little bit more, so I'm going to get better growth. So I kind of like that a little bit better. I have a lot of okra. Some people might say, oh, it's planted too close together. Yeah, I just kind of threw them in there. I just wanted to get some in. I was going to transplant them, but over to my raised wicking beds. But I decided to leave them here. I'm using some garden fence for the deer, praying they won't come back. So we'll see. I haven't had an issue since I started using it, so it's been working really well. So we'll see. My moringa is finally starting to take off. I'm glad to see that. It stayed very tiny, but with this heat, the month of July, it's really starting to take off. So it's getting taller. So that's looking good. I still have potatoes. They look like they're still growing, so I haven't really tried to post some of these potatoes. So, maybe I should. I'm not sure. I think they were Idaho, so they take about 9 months versus 3 to 4 months. So I'm giving them a little bit more time. But we'll see. Maybe I need to put my hand in there and just see how they're going. My sunflower came out for the first time today. They also got eaten by the deer, but they survived. So I'm really happy that I got some. I had more, but we'll see. There's some little ones that are getting ready to come out. So I'm looking forward to seeing this pot of sunflowers. But all in all, things are going good. I'm getting there with the garden. It's taking time. It is a hot mess back here. My kids are like, Mom, what is going on? But growing and building at the same time. Sometimes for some people it's hard for others to see the beauty of what you're doing. I'm seeing the progress because I'm producing at the same time while growing. And so for me, that is bringing joy. I'm bringing fresh tomatoes. I'm bringing fresh squash. I'm bringing fresh peppers in. I am bringing fresh corn in to my house. There is a lot of issues with people getting sick right now. So for me, I'm bringing in vegetables, green beans even. So I'm happy. Fresh berries. I have picked so many blueberries this year and blackberries this year. I'm happy that I'm able to produce my own food. And I encourage everybody else to grow their own food. Again, this is Cynthia with Backcourt Garden, and please continue to follow, like, and subscribe as I continue to change my entire garden to a self-watering wicking bed garden. So when it rains, it collects the water, it holds on to the water, and my vegetables will go and get the water that they need when they need it. Charlotte is on a water restriction. I'm still able to water my garden, but we haven't had much rain this summer. So I do have rain barrels I've collected water from. We do water the garden, but I do also try to limit the watering. But it's just nice to know that my vegetables do have a water reservoir, and I'm watering from below as opposed to top watering. And that is the value and the benefit, because the water is not evaporating so easily. So if you're ever interested in self-watering gardens and wicking beds, please, again, like, follow, and subscribe. And I'll share any information I can, some of the good, the bad, and the ugly that I run into.